government of Thailand is planning to lure more Indian tourists into the country after granting visa waivers for Chinese travelers. Chatmongkol Pissamaigosol reports.
Thailand's new Prime Minister Thaksin hopes to attract more visitors from India, the world's most populated country, just in time for the upcoming high tourism season in Thailand. Seta announced the initiative as Thai officials plan to issue visa waivers for travelers from China and Kazakhstan starting next week. The visa waiver program will bring a potential profit of 35 billion baht from Chinese tourists alone. Seta looks forward to traveling to India and meeting his Indian counterpart Narendra Modi to discuss increasing flight frequency between the two countries this year. He admitted there aren't enough incoming flights from India yet due to internal politics. So far, Thailand has welcomed 18.5 million foreigners, with as many as 28 million expected by the end of the year. Reviving Thailand's tourism industry is one of Seta's campaign promises to relieve the country's post-pandemic economic problems. Industry leaders urged the new government to take action after months of political deadlock hindered the country from achieving economic reforms. รายงานจากราชบุรีนายชัดมงคล พิสมัยโกศล SMS News ประเทศไทย สวัสดีครับ
A video of a brown bear caught casually strolling down the road while trailing a massive 30-foot tapeworm behind it goes viral. Trisha Molina has this story.
A documentary wildlife photographer had a startling encounter with a brown bear cub that appeared to have long white ropes attached to its rear end. But upon taking a closer look and reading the caption, viewers were horrified to find out that the long white strings were a bunch of tapeworms wriggling out of the carnivorous mammal's body. The host bear can accumulate the parasite, the broadfish tapeworm, from eating salmon. A tapeworm inside a bear can reach up to 9 meters or 30 feet. The video garnered over 20 million views within a few hours after posting. The unsettling video triggered a sense of shock and horror amongst viewers as they witnessed firsthand the reality of the life cycle of parasites and the actual condition of animals surviving in the wild. Another surprising fact is that humans can also become hosts for these parasites, wherein a 67-year-old Thai man excreted an 18-meter-long beef tapeworm, known scientifically as Tinea saginata, after getting dewormed in 2021. Reporting for Newsline World, this has been Trisha Molina, SM9 News.
Australia's transition towards renewable energy sources has attracted foreign investors who want to take part on this ambitious milestone. Sasha Hassa reports.
Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese shared his ambition for the country to be a future renewable energy superpower, as foreign investors see the potential behind this transition. Albanese outlined his government's plan to promote and accelerate Australia's transition towards renewable energy, along with plans to make it a future superpower in the said industry. According to the Prime Minister, the global shift towards clean energy is the country's most significant opportunity for growth and prosperity. Albanese also emphasized that solar energy will attract more capital than global oil production for the first time. Meanwhile, the sale of electric cars in Australia soared by 121% in the first half of the year compared to the same period in 2022, while the demand for electric vehicle battery materials will likely grow fivefold at the end of the decade. Moreover, stakeholders who attended the Australian Renewables Industry Summit in Canberra on Monday asked the Albanese government to allocate $100 billion over the next 10 years to boost jobs and reduce carbon emissions. An annual report published recently by the Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Organisation and the Australian Energy Market Operator showed that renewable energy sources remain the cheapest, most reliable energy system and most cost-effective option for meeting Australia's electricity needs. Australia has pledged to an 82% national renewable electricity target by 2030 and to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by 205 million tonnes in the same year. Reporting from Sydney, this has been Sasha Hassa, SM9 News, Australia.
A South Asian leader criticized the nuclear power submarine deal between Australia and Britain and the United States, stating that it was a framework designed to target China. Anicia de Guzman tells us more.
A strategic misstep. This was how Sri Lankan President Ranil Wickremesinghe described AUKUS, an acronym for the Trilateral Security Pact between Australia, the United Kingdom, and the United States. Speaking on the sidelines of the United Nations General Assembly in New York, the Sri Lankan president claimed that AUKUS is a military alliance move against one country, no other than China. The three-way strategic defense alliance between Australia, the UK, and the US seeks to provide nuclear-powered submarines for the Royal Australian Navy. The deal also involves cooperation on advanced cyber mechanisms, artificial intelligence, quantum technologies, undersea capabilities, electronic warfare, and information sharing. The Sri Lankan leader said that the Sino-US rivalry, which originated from the Western Pacific, has now spread to both the Indian Ocean and the South Pacific. At the same time, the question remains on how the two dominant countries will divide their region of influence in Asia. He added that Sri Lanka wants to refrain from participating in the growing tensions between Washington and Beijing, and that his country would like to maintain good relations with both economic powerhouses. Meanwhile, China has accused the United Kingdom and the United States of attempting to transfer tons of weapons-grade, highly enriched uranium to their military ally, Australia, a non-nuclear weapon state. China previously warned that the AUKUS allies are embarking on a path of error and danger with their nuclear submarines agreement, adding it could trigger an arms race while completely ignoring the concerns of international community. Di siya Nanisa de Guzman, Arangan siya kontet mahanakon, SMN News, Pratetay, Sawadika.
What was once a poor city has now emerged as a popular tourist destination in China, with hundreds of people flocking the area to discover the ancient city of Kashi. Jade Calabroso traveled all the way to this old city, located in the northwest China's Xinjiang region.
The old city of Kashgar, also known as the ancient city of Kashi, is found in the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region of China. A home to 126,000 people, Kashi lies at the heart of the city with a size of 4.25 square kilometers. This is where we witnessed their culture and saw a glimpse of the life of the residents living here. In the past, the city lacked a proper sewage system and struggled with waste collecting and disposing waste from homes, buildings, and other infrastructures. Residents used to struggle when it rains, as it quickly floods the city. The city also had no proper toilet facilities, and water pipelines were connected along the walls. Piles of garbage used to scatter the streets, and many houses were damaged due to past earthquakes. This is because Kashi is located in an earthquake-active belt. But over time, this has become the new city of Kashi. The ancient city emerged as a popular tourist destination in Xinjiang, China, after the central government carried out major renovations from 2008 to 2015. They constructed buildings and houses of local residents using bricks, wood, and plaster. Newly renovated residential homes now have 3 floors. They use the first floor for business-related activities. On the second floor, you'll find their bathrooms. And on the third floor, you'll find their living rooms and dining area. The renovation project, undertaken by the Chinese government, generated jobs for many residents.
好的，当然我们这个古城景区打造成5A级景区以前，我们这古城里面也有这种做生意的地方，但是因为没有游客，主要是我们看是本地人需要一些日常用品的话，到这里来购买的。但是这个古城创建5A 以后，到这里的游客也多了，然后这边的手工艺人的那些生意也做得越来越好了，所有人的这个经济条件也有了很大的一个提升。
After these renovations which made integrate the residential areas with these tourist attractions, more and more
tourists coming to the old cities to experience the cultures, to learn about Kashi, and the lives of the local residents become better and better.
Within the ancient city of Kashi, you can find various handmade products and food made by the residents.
Dito sa loob ng Old City ng Kashi, makikita po ninyo mga ka-partners, dagsa ng mga turista ang lugar. At bukod nga sa mga residential area, ay tampok dito yung kanilang 5 bazaar.
The Flower Pot Bazaar showcases various shapes, sizes, and designs. The Cantonman Bazaar is where you can find different agricultural tools like this traditional but unique tea set with intricate design. There's also a bazaar for wood crafting, which features traditional Chinese musical instruments like the dutar and drum. The 4th bazaar offers herbal tea. Drinking tea is part of Chinese culture, and many Chinese people and experts claim it helps cure various ailments such as toothache, heart issues, blood problems, and stomach problems, among others. The 5th is a bazaar for flower hats, commonly worn by women during festivals, weddings, and other special occasions. Because of its rich culture and many beautiful places, it's no wonder that the ancient city of Kashi has been designated a 5-star tourist destination in China. It showcases the colorful traditions of Xinjiang Uyghur and symbolizes the ancient way of life and the peaceful situation experienced by the city's residents today. Another popular tourist attraction is the Idka Mosque, located just a few kilometers from the ancient city of Kashi. Built in 1442, it is one of the oldest mosques in China with a land area of 1.68 hectares and can accommodate up to 5,000 worshippers. It's open to all tourists, but it closes when it is time for the worshippers to pray. The entrance fee is 20 yuan, or equivalent to over 150 pesos, while senior tourists aged 65 and above can enter for free.
For God and my beloved Philippines, this has been Jade Calabroso, SMNA News, Xinjiang, China.